my lovely friends. Coming to you on a very wintry day in upstate New York, where we have a couple feet of snow out there. Today the sun is shining, so the weekend was rather snowy, and I wanted to celebrate 1 year on YouTube. I started my YouTube channel and put up my first video on January 29th of 2025. And so I kind of wanted to think about where has my channel, how did it start, and what direction is it going, and kind of what did I learn along the way? I learned a lot. I learned that I talk with my hands and I make a lot of hand motions, and to try to calm that down a little bit when I'm videoing. I learned that when I'm face to face to the camera, I'm very expressive. Of course, I was always told that by a lot of people, that I make a lot of facial expressions and I shouldn't play poker. Definitely shouldn't play poker because I would give everything away. And so my channel's been up for about a year. I've made 43 videos and I have 169 subscribers, and that is just very exciting to me. I did not think I would even get 50 subscribers, so I'm very excited about that. My channel is mostly scrapbooking and card making, and there's some organization that goes into my channel. And I would say my channel, I affectionately call it, now that I've thought about my channel and where it is and where I want to go, I call it Colleen's Craft Closet. And because you never know what forgotten stamps or dusty dies or a tool that's been buried on the shelf or some long lost paper collections that I will use, and I will take them out and use them and try to use my stash. So for the last probably 3 years, I have purchased very, very little to bring into my scrap room, and actually longer than that. But especially the last 3 years, I have focused on using up my stash and the collections I have, because I have a substantial amount of stuff in my craft room, and I don't want to just collect. I want to use what I have, and someday, not too far down the road, maybe 5 years, I may be making a big move, and I don't want to pack all this up and take it with me. So the thing that I like to say is, welcome to my craft room, where forgotten stamps and dies and paper collections come out to play, and that we rediscover, we recreate, we reimagine them one season at a time, one stash at a time, one story at a time. And so that's kind of what my YouTube channel is all about. I'm not used to doing face-to-face. I've been trying to figure out the best way to do that. And so the other thing that this year, let's back up, sorry. Last year I put up, as I said, 43 videos. One of the playlists is Pumpkin Inferno, which is an entire album of layouts, and I do mostly layout shares of when I went up to Canada in October of 2025 with my husband to Upper Canadian Village to see the carved pumpkin displays, which were phenomenal. And I created, I think it was about 40 or to 60 layouts. I can't quite remember, but it's an entire album of just that evening where we went to look at these displays, and they were just fascinating. I took over 500 photos. I think I scrapbooked about 350, and so it's an entire album that I end up sharing on my channel. The other thing that are up there in a playlist is 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 19. And also I participated with Around the World series with Ginger's Corner. And currently this year, I am participating with a collaboration with Melanie from A Creatively Crafted Life called Stash Revival 2026. And basically, this is where our focus is each month to use things in our craft room that have not been used or we haven't used in a long time, like a stamp set or a die set, and to try to feature them each month. On the first of the month, we share our projects and what we made and what we pulled out of our stash to utilize. And so that has been fun. We started this in January and it will go through the entire year. And each month we kind of have a theme that we work through. Usually January was winter and February will be hearts. And so you'll see on February 1st up on my channel and on Melanie's channel, A Creatively Crafted Life, you will see our stash revival for February the 1st. Okay, and let's see, the other things that I am participating in this year, I gotta think of the name of it, so I might have to look here at my notes. Little Scraps, oops, sorry about that. My chair slid off from under me. Little Scraps, Big Impact. And so this is with Ginger's Corner, and I'm going to be making embellishments. We have a theme or a topic each month, and we put them up usually towards the end of the month. One other channel that... one other hop that I'm going to be participating in is Christmas In. So every month on the 25th of the month, a Christmas layout or a Christmas card or a Christmas project. I have so many Christmas photos that I need to scrapbook, and so I want to go ahead and participate with that. On the 15th of the month, let's see, File Craze, and I'm trying to think of whose channel that is with. File Craze is with... I'm sorry I can't think of it, but I will put the information down below, and I want to... yeah, I can't think of it unless I have it written down. I sometimes forget things, and I'm sorry, that's one that I forgot to write down, because it's one that just came up and I started seeing it and I really want to participate in it, because I purchased cut files for 3 years and I want to use those cut files, and until those are used, I have told myself so I cannot purchase another cut file. And they were like from 2022, 2023 and 2024. So yeah, I need to use those before I purchase any more cut files, and so that is kind of my goal. Another hop that I want to start participating in, and it is the 4th or the last Tuesday of the month, called Tasty Tuesday, where you put up food layouts. And this is one I just saw today, and I hope to participate in, because that is the other thing. My husband and I, my husband's name is Jay, and I'm Colleen, in case I forgot to tell you, because I'm just doing this. Oh, hey, my channel's turning a year, and maybe I should do a face-to-face and talk to all the subscribers. And so Tasty Tuesday is one I want to participate in, and it is with Kathy. I think it's Kathy Loves to Scrap, and that doesn't sound right, but I will put all these links down below so you can find them if you are not familiar with them. And my husband and I are foodies, and we go, one of our favorite things when we travel is to go out to eat and taste new and exciting things. Like a couple of years ago, we tried octopus, and my husband wanted to try it, and I'm like, not so sure about that. But it was the most tasty morsel of an appetizer that I have ever had. It was very, very good, very tender. I thought it would be kind of crunchy, but it was good. It was very good. And my husband and I like to travel. One of the places that we've traveled a lot and that you'll see up on my channel is Canada. So we have taken 5 trips up into Canada. We love to go to Canada, and I have lots and lots of photos. I need to scrapbook about Canada, so I hope you don't get bored with my travel photos. And we usually go up there to Airbnbs. We stayed at an Airbnb that was a bee farm, where they collect the honey and make products from the honey. We stayed at Airbnb that was a distillery, and we got a tour of the distillery and of the land, and he talked all about how they make the products and how they try to conserve the environment, and it was very, very fascinating. And we also stayed at an alpaca farm and got to feed the alpacas and pet and hang out with the alpacas. Oh, that was fun. So hubby and I are always looking for unique opportunities when we go traveling. We mainly go up into Quebec province. We can speak French a little bit. We can understand a bit more, but we learn in high school Parisian French, so we're in the process of trying to learn Quebec French and to understand. So sometimes, we get lost because Colleen does not know or did not know that she should download the map if you're going to drive 4 hours up into the mountains, and then you need to turn around and go back, and you don't have a map. So I see a nice gentleman at the edge of the lake with his dog, and I go down and I say to him, "Do you speak English?" And he goes, "No." And I go, And I'm thinking, how do I say map, directions? And I'm thinking, and he's thinking, and I'm thinking, and he finally goes, "Quebec or Montreal?" And I said, "Montreal," because we were staying just to the west of Montreal. And he pointed, and we got back on the highway. I knew we had only been on 2 highways, and if we could find the highway, we could make it back to where we needed to, or to where a map would upload again. And so we did make it. We did make it home, or to our Airbnb. Yes, and we do other things like misread the map and the directions and get lost in the woods. Not really lost, on the wrong trail in the woods in Canada, and end up 14 miles from our car. And yeah, that was the best taxi ride ever. Okay, so now you're hearing a little bit about our travels up in Canada, and we've been to some cities. We usually like the smaller places, but we usually like to travel around in the countryside and look at the lakes and the rivers, and we find all kinds of interesting places to go each time we go up. We don't always have definite plans. Last year we saw a train museum that was very, very interesting, and they have an Airbnb. And I wanted specifically to go to see that Airbnb. And the bathroom is in the main train station. So you stay in a caboose at the Airbnb, and if you have to get up several times in the night, like, as we age, sometimes some of us do, like me, you have to go down the stairs, the train stairs, and into the main bathroom and out. And that seems like it wouldn't be very safe for me in the middle of the night, because I do have some walking issues at times. And so, and I don't want to make my hubby up several times in the night, and it just seemed like it would be too much of an ordeal, but I really wanted to stay in a caboose. Yeah, because it just sounded interesting. Now, it probably would be one night, because that doesn't sound very conducive for someone whose back can get very angry at her if she doesn't give it a nice good mattress. But they told me when they were there that they are now building to one of the cabooses a platform so that someone who is disabled or in a wheelchair can get in and out. And so when that is built, I am going to sign up at least one night at that Airbnb. And the other thing we look for in Canada is waterfalls. We love waterfalls. So those are things you'll see on my channel as far as layouts. You will also see lots of pictures of my family. I have lots of great nieces and nephews that I'm always scrapbooking. And besides food, those are some things that I really do look at and try to do at my channel. And this year, what I want to focus on, and some of my goals are use my stash, which is one that I have been doing, use dies and stamps and tools that have been neglected or I've never used, and to use up collections. I have some that only have a little bit left. I call them my lovely leftovers, and I want to be able to utilize those and incorporate them into cards or layouts. And so I have a couple of videos up that I call my lovely leftovers, where I make some layouts and make some cards. The other thing is to learn. I have lots of mixed media products, and I want to learn more how to use them and incorporate stamping into my layouts rather than just for card making. And so I want to learn more about mixed media and using mixed media. I will continue to make embellishments. One other thing I'm going to do with Ginger's channel, Ginger's Corner, is to make base pages. I've made a few. I'm not sure about them yet. Kind of on the fence if they really work for me or don't work for me. I've never really given them a chance because I've only done a few and then made layouts. It's just kind of, you know, when something's different from what you usually do, you really have to give it a chance to see if it's going to work for you, because people that do them and have been on the, you know, kind of not so sure, and they then, you know, just kept at it and really gave it a good chance to see if they were going to be able to work that into their crafting skills. They really love it, and they say they get a lot done. And so that's something that I am going to participate in. And the other big thing that I need to do this year is get my digital photos in a better semblance of order. I mean, they are in order. They used to be entirely chronological, and I have a large family. I'm one of 9 children. I have, I can never remember the exact number because it's changing, but let's say 22 to 24 nieces and nephews, and 24, I think, great nieces and nephews, and I think there's like 4 or 5 great nieces and nephews. So yes, I'm in my 60s. I think I'll be 63 in March. So yeah, big family, one of 9, and I never am short of having something to scrapbook. I have a plethora of things to scrapbook, but I love to be in my scrapbook room and to create and to make cards. I never really put many of the cards on the channel because I just played with all my extra stuff and gave them to my family. But now with the collaboration, yes, I do speak properly sometimes. You wouldn't think that I could speak. I used to teach in college. I was a college professor of anatomy and physiology and microbiology and all the allergies, you know. And but anyway, sometimes the words just kind of roll out too fast, because usually that's what's happening. I'm trying to speak too fast, and I'm just speaking just off the top of my head, basically, to try to let you know a little bit about my channel and me. And so that collaboration where I'm making cards and doing scrapbook layouts the first of each month with Melanie, and her channel is A Creatively Crafted Life. And so I will put the links to these different channels below, but my digital photos, I did take the time and put them by each family member. So even if it's a group of 5 people, they are in there 5 different times. And I have over 26,000 photos in my computer. And I need to try to put them onto, they are backed up, but I need to try to put them on a smaller, words elude me. The little thing you stick into the computer. So it stores the data. Oh my word. Anyways, it might be time for me to stop this video, but yes, I need to then take them so that I can share them with the family. I still have about 5 years of photos that I need to digitize, but the reason I did it that way, they are chronological by person, is I am the family keeper of photos. So when a happy event occurs, like a graduation, they'll ask me, do you have photos? Or a death in the family, they will ask me for photos, and I would have to open up every single file to find particular photos. And I know face recognition can do some, but it can't do all of the photos. And usually people want, when we're doing like when we did the memorial for my mom, we wanted her lifetime of photos, not just a few that the computer recognized of her. And so I had to open up every single file practically in my photo gallery to find the ones. So now I have them arranged by person, and I'm still finishing up a little bit of that. And so I do need to really work on my digital photos, but it's probably not much I can share here on Facebook, because it's very unique to me, because most people don't have such a large family group and so many photos. Or if they do, you need to put some comments down below and tell me, how do you arrange those photos? So tell me, what are your goals for this year? What are you working on? And share that information. So if you work on some of the things I work on, put your channel information below if you're not one that I already watch routinely, because I would like to go and see how you handle these things. And so I want to just say thank you to all my subscribers, all the ones that have been there at the very, very beginning, to all of those that have kind of joined in slowly, and to all the new ones. Since the beginning of the year, when I have been doing this collaboration with Melanie at A Creatively Crafted Life, I gained about 68 subscribers. So my channel almost doubled in size. And so thank you for all of those of you who have been here from the beginning and throughout. I really appreciate it. I appreciate anybody just watching, because I'm just sharing. My channel is just to kind of share what I'm doing and what I'm creating, and hopefully it'll spark some interest for you. And so thank you, my friends, and I hope to talk to you again sometime soon. Bye.